Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome back to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach, and today I'm going to be unboxing Unmatched Battle of Legends Volume 1. The Unmatched system is one that I've gotten more and more into over the last last 3 to 6 months. Ever since we got the Cobble and Fog was the first Unmatched set we got, which I believe had Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the Invisible Man, Sherlock Holmes, and I believe Dracula. So I was more and more interested in it and been looking into it, and then ended up buying several more sets. So this is, I believe, our sixth box of Unmatched. But I knew after my brother and I did a little mini best of 3 match, I knew that I was right to have gotten all those boxes, because that was based off a few plays of Cobble and Fog, and now we needed these extra legends, because we do have the Volume 2 legends. So it looks like this one will include Medusa, King Arthur, Alice, and Sinbad. So let's get into the box. I'm assuming it's going to be pretty similar looking to a lot of the other ones that they have. Yeah. So I really always like the artwork in these. Not really, maybe Pepper knows. I don't know who the artist is for all of this, but I'm always a big fan of it. And their rule books, I think, are typically laid out very similarly, with just some explanation kind of on the new characters. Yeah, they're pretty well laid out, I believe. Then we've got the dials, which are always surprisingly really good looking, in my opinion. I love the colors that they use on these, even though it's an important part of the game, because you're keeping your track of your health on it, but it's not as important. But they still went above and beyond. They always do on these dials, just to make them look good and to make it look like it goes with the specific character it relates to. So I really love that they do that in this game. Just makes it look really nice. Then we've got a board here. I think each set kind of comes with its own new board, and this one does have 2 sides. If you've seen any of my other unboxings where I talk about the Unmatched sets, I really love the way this is laid out, and how you can easily see where connections are, and which areas you are in, because that'll sometimes matter depending on which characters you're using. Some of them have more of a ranged attack, so then if you're just in the same area, you can attack someone, and this makes it very easy to, I believe, see kind of which areas you are in and which area your opponent is in. So it's very easy to see that this is a green zone, and that is as well. I do wonder, I know you can, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, there are slightly different textures for each color, so for color blindness I'm not sure if that's a problem, but for me, I know I like it quite a bit. I like that they have that on there. And this one looks like a couple more interesting boards. Then we get into, I'm going to hand these card packs over to my assistant. Those are always a pain for me to open on the fly. We got some of these to put together those dials. And then it looks like we have the sidekick chips. The inside of the box is laid out kind of like all of them. I've kind of noticed the last couple times that these are some that need to be laid flat, because even for how nice these are laid out, the stuff is not tightly in there, so it usually ends up being a little bit of a mess when you open it up. But yeah, I love these little tokens. I know I've seen on the Unmatched Facebook group, I know some people create kind of either their own heroes altogether, or some of the sidekicks as well, which are nice, but I think these tokens actually are pretty solid. They're brightly colored, they have some interesting, nice artwork on them, and I always tend to like these ones. So I am totally fine with these, especially since they're the sidekicks, so then they can just leave some room for the actual heroes of the whole thing. Then we can get into looking at some of these cards. First off, it looks like we're going to look at King Arthur's. When King Arthur attacks, you may boost that attack. Play the boost card face down along with your attack card. If your opponent cancels the effect on your attack card, the boost is discarded without effect. So that's an interesting one he's got there. And it looks like he's got Merlin as a sidekick who can use range, so you have a melee and range fighter here. I'm trying to remember. I'm still not an expert at Unmatched at all, but I can't remember if there's any that have kind of that mixture of those. So that'll be an interesting combo there. And yeah, the artwork they use on these is always really cool. I love the way that the cards are laid out. It's very clean. Yeah. I just love, most of the time I don't even read these and just end up playing them kind of first time, not having any clue what's in there. I don't know if that makes some people really shocked. If you're really into Unmatched, you probably study each deck, but I like to just get the surprise of kind of seeing what happens when you get into battle. So not really doing my due diligence and preparing. It looks like now we got the opposite, where the heroes got it ranged and the harpies are melee. At the start of your turn, you may deal 1 damage to one opposing fighter in Medusa's zone. So that's where that could be useful to know which zone you are in and which zone your opponents are in, even if they may be further away from you. So that is pretty cool. Ooh boy, got the Gaze of Stone. Wonder if she's going to turn anyone to stone, freeze them in place maybe. Yeah, it's so interesting how the artwork can kind of look similar, but at the same time each character's artwork looks so different too. I don't know how they pull it off, and I really love all of the artwork. Some of it I think is a little bit more maybe scary horror type than others, but I still really like it. I don't think any of it's like any that I've seen is like too nasty gory, so I like that as well, that it's not going on the edge of it but not going over the edge. I don't think that I've noticed anyway. And it looks like we've got Alice and the Jabberwock, so it's Alice in Wonderland we've got here. Don't remember. I think her character has a huge sword. I don't remember that part of it, but maybe it was in the if it's based off of a fairy tale, maybe it's in that. But when you place Alice, choose whether she starts the game big or small. When Alice is big, add 2 to the value of her attack cards. When Alice is small, add 1 to the value of her defense cards. So that'll be an interesting thing when you're trying to defend yourself. You're trying to be the smaller version of Alice, but when you're trying to take out your opponent, you want to be the bigger version. Looks like you're looking through the looking glass. Just some more neat artwork. Looks very retro. I think a lot of them have that retro type look. Kind of use those bright neon colors in a lot of the artwork. Really like the look of that. Yeah, that one is Alice, and last but not least, we've got Sinbad. And at first I thought the bottom said the people, so I thought he was going to have a huge advantage on everyone, because he's a man of the people, but it is not. It is the porter, and they both use melee, but his special ability is when you maneuver, you may move your fighters +1 space for each voyage card in your discard pile. Not sure what those are. I'm guessing they're some of the cards here, but that'll be interesting to see kind of how that ends up working out. We got here Toil and Danger. See, now these ones are kind of you get a little bit of red, but these are a little more gold looking in the background. Whereas those last ones we were looking at, I think were blue and purple. Oh boy, we do have Voyage. It's going right into the mouth of the snakes. It's a lot of Voyages. Be interesting to see how those actually play out and how much extra space you'll be able to maneuver. Yeah, another solid deck of artwork. But then we'll get into One of the most exciting parts, looking at the miniatures. Looks like we've got King Arthur here. He's got a sword. He's got a nice cape or cloak on. Yeah, I have some chainmail on. I really love the look of the miniatures in Unmatched. Don't know what it is. I've seen that people in the Facebook group do, some of them paint their miniatures, but I feel like these miniatures have just a very solid look to them, and I don't know that it's necessary. Definitely I've seen some that look really, really awesome, and then they kind of add stuff to the base as well, so there's definitely, you can make it look even better, but I think they already look very solid, and they're very, very well detailed. We've got Medusa here. Got her snakes for her hair, I believe, or some of it there. She's got a huge, huge arrow. She's shooting it's almost the size of the bow itself. We've got Alice with a huge, huge knife. I wonder if this is small Alice, so that it's just actually something small, and it just looks huge compared to her, probably. But no, she looks a little scary. Wouldn't want to mess with her. No, that looks solid as well. And last but not least, we've got Sinbad. He's got two swords there. Looks like he's got his shirt off. He's got some muscles there for sure. I wouldn't want to mess with him either. I don't know who will be the strongest out of this batch of contenders, but we'll have to find out. We'll have to match them up, unmatch them up against each other. But yeah, that is everything inside Unmatched Battle of Legends Volume 1. Yeah, definitely look forward to trying this one out, unmatching them with some of the other sets that we have, and seeing who maybe the best is out of this pack. If you've played this one quite a bit, let us know in the comments below which one's your favorite to play, and if you think any of them are much stronger or much weaker than the other ones. But otherwise, we hope to see you on the next video, and as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.